Hey everyone, welcome to the second of my NFL predictions for 2024. And today I'm going to be going into the Titans. I did the Jaguars in the last video, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, all right, guys, let's jump right into this. We are going to start now with the Bears. Now, again, said I'm high on Caleb Williams in my last video. I think the Bears will be a really strong team this year, so I'm going to take them. Um, But the Bears could, like lose games here and there because obviously you don't know how we don't know how it goes with them. Um, Next up we got the Jets. I'm going to take the Titans here. Like I said, um, in my previous video, with the Jets, they're a big question mark, obviously, because Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in like 2 years because of his injury last year, unless you count the couple plays or that one drive that he was barely a part of before going down. But Titans, they're not the best team going in this year. I'm not that high on them, but they have a lot of questions at quarterback. I personally like Mason Rudolph the best. I think he's the best on the roster, but it isn't a very good roster for quarterbacks. I think they upgraded at a running back because Henry was aging, and now they got Pollard, who's really good. So that should be good. And then they just signed Calvin Ridley for wide receiver. So they've got some good pieces here. So I'm gonna give it to the Titans because I think I'm really confident in the run game. And um, yeah, and honestly, their defense looked really good at the end of the season to me, especially their secondary. If we want to look at that last game against the Jaguars, that meant a lot for the Jaguars, but not much for them. They really shut them down. Besides one Calvin Ridley play, but now he's on their team. So yeah. Third, we got the Packers and the Titans. I'm gonna take the Packers here. Um, I think the Packers really big on Jordan Love. They got a bunch of solid receivers, not like clear number one, but a bunch of pretty good receivers. Um, they have Josh Jacobs now, who I really love. Um, and yeah, I'm just a big fan of Jordan Love. So yeah, Dolphins, Tennessee. I'm gonna give this one to Tennessee actually. Um, like I said, not very high on the Dolphins. I don't really like Tua that much. I don't think he's that great. They have crazy good pieces on offense apart from that. But I think this is a game that could be a trap for the Dolphins, and the Titans. Honestly, I think they're just a capable team, and they're coached really well as well. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I think the Dolphins are better on paper. I just think game when push comes to shove, Titans will win this game. I can't have perfect reasoning for every week, but gotta switch it up, put in some upsets in there as well. For this one, I'm gonna take the Titans. Um, I think honestly, like the Colts. Okay, Jaguars, Colts, Titans. I honestly put them all in like the same tier. Maybe the Colts are a little better because they have what's his face, Anthony Richardson, and we don't know how good he is. And I think that's the only like X factor between the three teams when it comes to that. Because obviously Colts have good O line with Jonathan Taylor and Pittman. They got a lot of good pieces. But if Richardson is really good, then they'll separate from those three. And they did have the one of the better seasons in that division. I think they almost if they did make the playoffs. I don't remember if they made the playoffs, but I feel like they got really close if they didn't. Um, no, they did. I think they did make the playoffs. They would have played. I don't know. Whatever. Um, Next up, we got the Titans and Bills. We'll give this one to the Bills. Again, I think the Bills Champions League. Sorry, not Champions League. I think the Bills championship window is closed. Don't think they have what it takes to contend anymore. But look, Bills are still they still have Josh Allen. Um, that's pretty much it. But it's one of those games I'm going to give to the Bills because I think Josh Allen X Factor at home in Buffalo. I think they'll be able, I think they'll be able to pull through. Next up, Lions. Gonna give this one to Detroit as well. Detroit at home. That's kind of a rough 2 games they have to play. Um, Detroit can run the ball so well. They have Amonra, they have Jared Goff. They just have such good pieces offensively, and they got a lot of young players on defense, like Hutchinson, obviously. So I think that's gonna be too tough for the Titans. Next up, Patriots taking the Titans. Patriots, I feel like they could have a good future. Drake May, I think he's going to be really good, but he's not going to be the year one guy because he's obviously the youngest out of that group to come out of the draft. So pretty much, yeah, Titans. Titans, Chargers, Chargers. I do not know who Justin Herbert is throwing the ball to this season, but I'm taking the Titans here. They just really don't have much. And then I think they have a lot of the Ravens running back room. The Chargers, they have Dobbins and Gus Edwards now. So that's interesting, but I like the Titans here. I think they can win this game. We got Vikings, Titans, and honestly, going so far, the Titans have a pretty easy schedule. Like, I'm already at 7-5, and I predicted the Jaguars go 7-10. So sorry, Jaguars fans, but I look at this. This is okay. Vikings. Now, honestly, this one's a coin flip for me. We don't know how good JJ McCarthy's going to be, and we don't even know who the quarterback really is or how good they are for Tennessee. But I give it to Tennessee because I'm more confident in the running game. I know the Vikings got Aaron Jones now, but we've seen Derrick Henry, even though he's had bad lines in the past, being able to produce still. So I don't think I'm that worried about that. But this game truly is a toss up. But I think I trust the Titans defense more than the Vikings defense here, so I'll take that. Next up, we got Houston. I'm taking Houston. I don't really have to say much about Houston. I think Houston is the best team in this division easily. Um, CJ Stroud, Diggs, Hank Dell, Nico Collins, Joe Mixon now too. Like just offense is crazy. So I gotta go with them here. Except, like I said, another easy game. I feel like Commanders again. Jaden Daniels. I think he's gonna be really good as well. I think those first three quarterbacks are gonna have really good careers, but I don't think yet. Usually with those type of teams, it takes like a year or two before they start like their record starts improving. So I'm gonna give it to the Titans. And I said before, I'm gonna split the Jaguars series because again, I think they're pretty even teams. It would make sense that they both split. So yeah. Except we got Tennessee and the Bengals. With this one, I'm going to go the Bengals. Bengals is really hard for me because, like I said, I'm a Steelers fan, but the Bengals are just really like they're coming off really bad year just because like and they didn't even do that bad, but they didn't have a quarterback the whole year because Burrow was injured for most of the year. And the only thing is they did lose Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins requested a trade, so I don't know if he's actually going to be dealt or they're not going to accept his trade request. So we'll see with that, but I think the Bengals are a better teammate, especially if they keep Hendrickson as well, who's another one who requested trade. But if they lose them too, this could flip easily. Then we got the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts on this one. Um, so I'll have them split again. I think the Colts are, like I said before, just pretty even team with them, but I'll have them splitting because they're at home this time. And Richardson again, we don't know how good he's going to be, but the Colts have some really good players. So finally, the Texans, Titans. I think the Texans will need this game for seeding purposes, as well as the Titans. So I think this will be like both teams competing for something. I'm gonna give it to the Titans. I mean the Texans. So yeah, that'll round off the record I have for them at 8-9. I have them not having a very good time in the division. I have them splitting the with two and then getting swept by the Texans. Conference 6-6, so pretty like mediocre season for them. which honestly isn't that bad considering they don't really know what's going on at quarterback. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, I think. Don't really have anything else to say. So I think this year will honestly be something to test out with their new pieces, but they still really need a quarterback. And unless someone steps up, if someone can step up on their roster, then they could win. They could flip 2 games or something and maybe get a playoff spot. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. That was the Titans prediction. Next up will be the Colts. And after the AFC South is done, please give me a suggestion of what you want to see for the teams, as I'm open to anything. And I'm just really excited to get these all done. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.